had your your when you had to do your 12-year thing that you had to register. That's what that was. Good morning, everybody. You want to say good morning? Hmm? My son look like he is not good morning. Do you have your belt, sweetie pie?
For some reason, I know how to put it in the bag.
Excuse me for 1 second. Thank you. Seatbelt on.
Please put on.
Okay, first, sure. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So we are up as usual by the grace of God early in the morning. Did you say thank you God for waking me up?
Yeah, thank you for waking me up.
There you go. Whatever you do, always give God the glory and the praise for even waking you up, okay? That's something I truly believe in. Ready to start your day? It's Monday, so what do you have today?
School.
Would you like some tissue? Here, let me know. There you go, sweetie pie. Got it? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Ready? Ew. No. Good morning. Good morning. It is 6:22 in the area that I live at. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So I'm with my handsome little boy, who is, So I woke him up. So I have usually I have to wake him up around like 5:15, right? But this morning, by the grace of God, I decided I didn't want to get up too early this morning because I felt like, that's not really fair to my baby. So I had decided to get him up at 6:05. I got him up because I knew that I had to, start the car, warm the car up, and things of that nature. Darn it, things of that nature. So that's I'm gonna take his medicine and stuff at my mom's house. So I was actually able to get some sleep. It's just that it makes it a little bit harder. Just well, kind of for my mom because she Noah gets ready at her house. So it's a good thing that he gets to sleep longer, of course, yes, because my son basically never gets a break, to be honest with you. To keep it all the way a buck with you, my son does not get a break at all. Because I always, work in the morning. So I him being able to sleep longer is a good thing. So you guys know that there's always like a debate with me. It's either he gets ready at my house and he sleeps less and he can get more sleep when he goes to my mom's house, or he can sleep longer with me, but then he has to get ready at my mom's house, and it's like a fight with them too, literally. So
who's up me after school?
Huh?
Who's up me after school?
Well, Grandma is going to, actually, this is how it's gonna. Grandma is gonna pick you up. Grandma is bringing you to school today. Mom, huh?
And at school.
No, I'm gonna pick you up today. Tomorrow, Grandma bringing you to school. I am picking you up from school. Now, Wednesday, Kyle is going to bring you to school. I am going to pick you up. Now, Thursday, Grandma is gonna bring you to the dentist, but Kyle is gonna pick you up from the dentist and then bring you to school. And then Friday is Grandma, then me. And then next week, 2 Saturdays, you're gonna have to get up early, go to Grandma's house, but Kyle is gonna pick you up both Saturdays and he's gonna bring you to Auntie Deidre's house. And Auntie Deidre gonna watch you for maybe like an hour or two. And then Mommy gonna try to skirt to her job unless I can ask him to bring you to Taekwondo and then I can get you from there. So it is a lot. So you got it's a lot. Definitely is. But I make it work. I definitely do. So I'm just trying to figure it out one day at a time, you guys. One day at a time. Which is okay. It definitely is a lot. Like a whole lot. So I'm just trying to kind of pinpoint, what I can and can't do. Are you cold? No? Okay. You ready for school this morning? No? Usually after Noah, takes his bath and things like that, and he kind of perks up and he's kind of ready for the day. So I'm hoping that that's what kind of happens this morning. These cars be out, don't they? What's the matter, honey bunny? I think that's something that I don't really understand is it doesn't matter what time he goes to bed. He is always tired. I know that it's not my body, you know what I'm saying? But it just kind of blows my mind. Even with him being on a set schedule, he wakes up tired. So sometimes it doesn't matter what I do or how I try to make it easier. It's just always, I'm tired. So I don't know. I mean, I was about to start having to go to bed at like 7 o'clock. Honest to God. I go, what do you do when your child keeps coming that they're tired every single morning? And he even has stuff later. My son is a very active kid. I don't know. And I can see if I was one of those parents that just let their kids, sleep on their own time or do whatever they want, then that's different, Then I can understand the child saying, well, hey, I'm tired. Well, yeah, that's because you don't get no proper rest. But, I make sure that Noah goes to bed at a decent time and wakes up at a decent time. And I get it, I was kind of hoping that with him getting older and with him having to, get up earlier and go to bed earlier, I was hoping that his body would kind of get, What'd you say?
I thought he was across the street, so that's why I said, what is it?
Oh, this is human. So this car not gonna go. So I'm just gonna look. Okay. There's a lot of traffic that be back here, like around this time, and I promise you, I never even noticed anything about it. That's crazy. See somebody crossing the street. So you thought that was me? You say you thought that was a human?
He was even back there, he was crossing the street.
That's what I'm gonna say, man. That's a human. That is too cute. Honey, if you want some more tissue, I've got little packs of tissue for you. You good? Sure?
Yeah.
No, we are not. Listen, I'm not going to Starbucks. I'm not doing none of that. I told y'all this month I'm not buying out no drinks. I'm not buying out no food. I'm not doing none of that because I got plans with everything. Okay, so that's not happening today or at all. Okay, I got plans for every little bit that I get. Gas, weekend, bills, after month phone bill. Listen, rent, Christmas, We're not doing that. So that's not happening at all this month. No. Now I got hot chocolate at home. I can bring. You know what I'm saying? My throat was hurting again. Not great. Gone. I don't have another infection in my voice because I was like, okay, it's really well. I know it's not that because. Okay, go ahead, baby. The door's open. Don't forget your book bag, okay? Where's your book bag? Where's your book bag?
The backpack.
Okay, no, you have to come on because I have to go to work now. I'm trying to be as kind as I can, but you know, time is running out. Baby. You know, I gotta. So, mommy, do what? Don't need that. I love you. Have a good day in school, okay? My throat is hurting. Yeah, I don't know why. And he's in, people. He's in. It's so funny because yesterday I had a talk with my best friend, and I was like, you know, remember when I told you guys that I had to really have a conversation with him? You know, so I had the conversation with him, and I was like, you know, it seems like you were getting frustrated with me asking you to, you know, drop me off and pick me up. And I was like, you know, just from your standpoint, I can understand your frustration because, you know, it's not your responsibility. You shouldn't have to keep picking him up and dropping him off. And he was like, you know, no. I was like, you know, yes. I was like, you know, don't try to force something on yourself that I can see that you don't want to do. He was like, you know, I'm trying to help you. No, I said, listen, I hear what you're saying, but your actions are. He gets frustrated. You know, he gets frustrated when I ask. And again, I can understand that. You know, I get it. You know, I'm not, and I keep telling him, in no way, shape, or form am I mad at you for not wanting to pick up the ball. In no way, shape, or form am I not upset at you for not wanting to pick up the ball because it's not your responsibility. So we were kind of just having a conversation about that. And then I was telling him, I said, you know, it's this guy at my job, and he likes me. And I have a sense of comfortability with talking to my guy friends about guys that like me. It don't bother me because I know I don't like nobody, so it don't bother me. And I was like, you know, he's a sweetheart, and I was like, you know, I wish him the best. And I was telling myself, listen, I have a son. I said, so, you know, why don't you be with somebody that doesn't have any kids? I said, because I'm not going to be able to give you what you want. And I personally don't like him at all. I don't. But I was just explaining to him, I said, listen, you know, you're young. You have no kids. I said, if you don't live your best life, I said, what is wrong with you? I said, you know, don't sit there and be with somebody that has a son, and then it kind of puts you guys on a time frame of, you know, I can't come see you, I can't come see you, I can't come see you. Then to when you could be with somebody who doesn't have kids and y'all can always see each other. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. I do. And this is why I say for me, right? Being very honest, basically being extremely, transparent. That's why I tell people I come in hot, but I come in very honest. right? I'm not gonna sit there and lie to you. I'm gonna tell you what each man role is in my son's life and my life, and I will let you choose if you are okay with that. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. So, you know, that's why I tell people it's awkward when somebody says, "Oh my goodness, you lied about ABC XYZ 1 2 3." No, 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 no. I didn't lie about anything. And I tell people, if you cannot handle what I come with, then you can't come at all. You know what I mean? And it's so funny because I was literally just having this conversation with my best friend last night, and I told him my son is wrong. My throat is hurting me, and I don't know why. I was like, I don't believe that there is a man that is going to come in and be able to accept my responsibilities as a mother and a daughter and a sister because of men's pride. And I have always told men, I never want to disrespect your pride. I never want to disrespect you. I never want to disrespect your beliefs and things of that nature. So if you cannot accept, hey, I have a best friend who helps me with my son. Hey, I have, this one picking him up or that one picking him up or this one dropping him off. Then no, you cannot come into my life. I tell you guys all the time, and I'm still the same way. I refuse to sit here and not be honest about something. I'm not gonna do it because I would rather a man make a decision by herself to say, okay, cool, I'm gonna just deal with what she comes with, and I'm gonna accept it, and I'm gonna see how I can help her in the manner. And or I would rather a man say, listen, you got too much going on. I ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool. You know what I mean? Like I've had some of my guy friends say to my face, hey, I can't be around you because I'm physically attracted to you. And I think I respect that. I do, right? But it's like, well, dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, can we, I personally don't like losing my friendships. I promise you I don't, but at the same time, I have to be extremely respectful and extremely understanding, good morning, of how people feel. That's why for me, communication is key. And if I can't have a conversation with you about something, what's the point? And that's why it's so funny. Because I was actually talking to my best friend about something that had happened. And I said I was having deep conversations with, because I said to him, I said, you know how me and you have conversations? He was like, yeah. I said, so somebody that, I was having a conversation with, I said, me and him have deep conversations. And I said, me and the other man, I said, we never had deep conversations. And it's so funny because I just told him yesterday, I was like, I cannot make someone have a deep conversation with me. You understand what I'm saying? So if I can't have that type of communication with you, my throat is bothering me. And I don't know why. And I definitely gotta get a check because it's driving me crazy. Then what's the purpose of me having a conversation with you if I can't engage in a deep conversation with you? If I'm trying to get to know you, right, as a person, and just hear you out, feel you out, get your energy, get your spirit, get your vibe, get your aura, but it's kind of like you're not giving it to me. It's like you have this guard up, and how am I supposed to know about you if you're not letting me in? I can't force you to do something, which is, and I understand, right? But my thing is, then don't get upset when I'm able to have these type of conversations with another man because you refuse to give it to me. Like I can't make somebody give me something, but then you do not have the right to get upset when you see me having a conversation with someone on a deeper level, and babe, it's not you. So it's in a manner of, what do you expect somebody to do? Force it from out of you? I can't do that. I'm not doing it, and I told my best friend, I was like, I'm not gonna keep having this conversation with you. I refuse to do it. You know, if you do not want to do it, then you need to tell me right here, right now, because I need to know, because I don't have time for games. I don't have time for you trying to figure something out. And it's crazy because most people will get on here and say, how can you say that to him? He's helping you. Because I can't have a switcheroo. You see what I'm saying? I can't have a switcheroo. A switcheroo is a person that's going to switch up on your behind, okay? And you're looking in the manner of, okay, well, I thought you said you was going to do this. Now this day coming, you haven't done it. So, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I genuinely, I don't know, I just don't understand why I said that. I feel like if I was to come in lying to somebody, I feel like things would work out so much better. And it's crazy that I'm even saying that, but I promise you, I really believe that if I was to come in lying to somebody's face, I guarantee you something will work out for me. And that's weird. And it's funny because I just told my best friend yesterday, I said, I feel like if I was one of those women that just sat at home and did nothing, I said, I'm pretty sure everything would fall in my lap. He was like, so how would you pay your bills? I said, I wouldn't care. Like, this man's looking at me like I'm crazy. I said, I'm telling you, I said, it's so crazy how you can try and it just feel like you get nowhere. And I said, some people could just stay home and everything just falls in their lap. I was like, oh, lucky them. You know what I'm saying? Like, darn. But, you know, and it's funny because I just told him yesterday, I was like, you know, I love working. You know, I like it. You know, I like, you know, dealing with people and, you know, hearing different people's stories and just being able to communicate with other people. Like, I don't want to be home. That's boring. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's, you know, you don't want to just be home. Like, I couldn't do something like that. I would be like, okay, this is boring. I can't do it. And I like the simple fact that I can have conversations like with my best friend. Because it makes things easier. I like when I can actually communicate with a man and he's not, you know, trying to stop the conversation. And it's so funny because he was like, you know, why don't you try to get more hours on the weekend? I said, because I can't, because, you know, Noah has Taekwondo. And I told him, I was like, you know, Noah shouldn't have to suffer because I have to work. You know, I said, I don't think that that's fair. I'm like, why should Noah have to suffer because I have to work? I said, that's not fair, you know, to him. So I'm trying to look at it from everybody else's perspective of, you know, me being an inconvenience because I have to work and take care of my son. And it's like, in a way, it just sounds right to me that I would find myself as an inconvenience to somebody else, because I just don't think that that's okay. You know, I don't think that I should have to ask these people for these things, but let's just keep it a buck. I do, you know, I have to. And I genuinely feel that I'm going to start pushing back from him because I want him to live his life and I want him to be happy. So, you know, I don't want to feel like I'm that girl that's stopping him from living his life because I'm asking him to do something if he has like a date. Like, let's say my best friend had a date planned, right? I don't want to be the girl that stops him from going on a date because he got to pick up Noah. You know what I'm saying? Or because I need him to drop off Noah or something of that nature. Like, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to stop him from having his own life. Like, you know what I mean? I want him to be happy, of course. It's always perfect. So it sounds wrong to just stay home and do nothing, but you're probably right. Everything fine. I don't know. You know, and then he was like, you know, why don't you let Noah stay home by yourself? I said, well, why don't you let your child who has epilepsy stay home by themselves? I said, I'm not going to let my son stay home by himself when he has epilepsy. I said, that just sounds ridiculous. I was like, no, he's 9. So I'm supposed to let him. And then He was like, oh, well, eventually Noah's going to be going to taekwondo by himself. I said, he's 9. So I still have a long way to go. I was like, do you hear what you're saying? Like, what is happening? My best friend was saying this. And then I was telling him how, my mom and my son got to take the bus. And somehow, I don't know what he missed. Okay? But he goes, oh, they have a bus up there? I was like, yeah. And then he was like, he thought I was talking about a school bus. I said, I was like, I'm not talking about a school bus. He was like, oh, the city bus? I said, yeah. He's like, they have a bus that go up there. I was like, you can't be that far gone. Like, you serious or you kidding me right now? I was like, you can't be serious, right? I said, you not bougie, so let's cut that. Stop it. Let me say something. I don't care what nobody say. Cars break down. So if you don't got money to Uber, or if you don't got money to Lyft, or if you, what's the other one called? I don't know, Uber, Lyft, and something else, I think. If you don't got money to do that, what's wrong with you taking public transportation? I'm so tired of people sitting up there acting like taking transportation is wrong. Taking public transportation is wrong. What the hell is wrong with it? Nothing. You get to your destination. You get to where you got to go and you get back home. So I'm confused. Just because you're not in a car, like, so in, who cares? What the freak? Who cares? Like, I know how to read a bus schedule, okay? I know how to read a train schedule. Yes, I do. Because I didn't always have a car. I've been blessed to have this car. Let me first, let me say that. But I'm not about to sit here and act like I don't know how to read a bus schedule, or I don't know how to get, downtown to the train station to take the bus. Like, yo, that just sounds mad ignorant. No disrespect to him, but it sounds ignorant. Oh, my goodness. How do you do that? Like, what? Okay, so you one of those people that if you get lost, you won't know how to find your way back home. Okay. Like, what are you talking about? Stop, because you're not bougie. Cut it. I don't like people like that. And I told him, I said, yo, get it together. I said, because I'm not for that. I said, I'm not that girl. That part. I like taking a bus. I feel like getting out. Well, listen. I always put it to you like this. Every day is a new day. Every day you deal with new people, okay? You could probably deal with the same person a million times, but they have a different attitude every day. So I look at it in a manner of, yeah, what's wrong with taking a bus? What's wrong with taking a train? You know what I'm saying? And, sometimes, people may fight on the bus or fight on the train, but hell, people fight in cars too. So, like, what we talking about? That's what people all the time, right? Think about it. You paying for the bus and the train every day. Don't get me wrong. Lord knows it's a lot. And I understand. But at the same time, if I don't have a car and if I got to get to work because I got to provide a roof over my head or food on the table or clothes on my child back, I'm going to sit up here and act like I'm bougie and I can't take the bus. Oh, you're bugging because my bills is finna get paid. My son is finna have clothes. My son is finna have food on the table. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we're not doing none of that bougie shit over here. Like, get out of here, yo. Real talk. I don't like people like that. And I told him to his face, I don't like that. Stop acting like you don't know how to take the bus. Oh my goodness, somebody else said that. And I was like, I don't like people. I just don't, because it's so funny because this dude, I never forget it, when he said to me, it was something about his ex-girlfriend and how he didn't have his stuff together. He was like, I was taking a bus. I'm like, okay, and you were still getting to your destination, correct? Oh, okay. Because last time I checked, when you got to go somewhere, and if you don't have a car, or if you don't have a ride, if you don't have money for Uber, but you got money for the train or the bus to get there and get back, what are you complaining for? That's why I don't never understand, why do people be so embarrassed to stand at a bus stop? Yes, I'm standing at a bus stop because I got to go to work. Or yes, I'm standing at a bus stop because I got to go pick up my daughter from school or my son from school. Yes, I am. I'm not asking you to do it so you can sit there and complain and then talk about it like, what are we doing? No. Ugh. I can't. I feel like I'm just way too down to earth for all of that bougie shit. Like, get out of here. Like, what? I'm never going to change. Like, I'm always going to be me and be down to earth in this case. Because even if I see somebody that I know at a bus stop, I'll be like, yo, you need a ride somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's wrong with it? Nothing. I think I'm an alien. I'm convinced. Because I just feel like I'm just way too down to earth for people. Like, I don't like people like that. Oh my goodness, there's a bus that goes up there. Yes, it is. Dang, you could ride your bike. You could walk. Like, what are you? Get out of here. I don't care what nobody say. If I got to get to where I got to go and you not bringing me and you not trying to help me figure it out, bet you I'll be sitting at the bus stop 5 minutes before it come, or I'll be at the train station maybe 15 minutes before the train come. Like, no. And if you think about it, right, you got to spend money to make money. It is what it is. In order to catch the train, you got to pay for your train ticket. In order to pay for, for Uber, you got to do it. Or, to get on the bus, you got to pay for it. Everything is still going to equal out the same because you're still going to be spending money. Let's just keep it a buck. 50. I don't know how much it takes to take the bus for a year. But if you add it up, I'm pretty sure probably taking the bus is a lot cheaper than having a car. Because you got to, mind you, you have to put in car insurance every month. Okay? Then you got to pay gas. I don't know how much, people gas is. Or when something go wrong, you got to fix your car. So if you get on the bus, and if the bus break down, y'all could probably still stay on the bus until, have a good day, until, another bus come. But you only had to pay $1.75. But you didn't have to sit up there and pay $5,000 for a freaking transmission, or $25 for gas, or tire rotation, or you got to get your car washed. You could just stand at the bus stop and just go. Thank you. So what's wrong with it? I don't like bougie people. I do not like bougie people because people are human. I don't care what nobody say. I tell people all the time, don't sit there and look at somebody that is homeless and say, oh my goodness, they a bum. You don't know their story. I don't know people's story, but I know my mother always taught me, you don't judge nobody, because that same situation that they're in, God can have it to where so you're in their situation but 10 times worse, and now they're on top. You don't judge nobody. Who the hell you think you are? You don't sit there and say just because somebody's taking the bus or the train that they're no better than you. You know what? They actually just might be. But you just may have a car though. But on the inside, who are you really? I tell people, it's not about what people have. Okay? Sit down and have a conversation with them. Okay? Sit down and watch them and observe them, and then see who they really are, because who you really are, your true colors have to come out eventually, because you can't hide them forever. Okay? So you can sit up here and have $1 million and have this and have that, and you can have the ugliest spirit on the planet. Okay? You got the nastiest attitude ever. You understand what I'm saying? But then you got somebody that takes the bus, or that takes Uber, or that takes the train, and it's just a happy soul every single day because they don't have to sit there and be stressed out or be worried. No. And that's why I tell, like, when my son see people, and it's so funny because my son will say, Mommy, I wonder what their story is. I refuse to teach my son about judging somebody. Who the hell do I think I am? When I'm a single mother working 2 jobs trying to figure it out every day. Yeah, okay. I wish I would even try to judge somebody. God gonna look at me and be like, you gonna sit your behind down and be humble? Like, do you not know what you gotta go through when they basically you better sit down? Like, what are we doing? No. I don't want people like that around me. If you got your head so far up your ass, don't come around me. Because I'm going to tell you now, my energy going to be like, radar, you got to go. You got to go. You got to go. I have not. People that have money just like you take. And that's another thing. Sometimes people be like, I'm not. And so funny, a lot of people, they actually do have money, but they refuse to sit up there and pay for a car because they don't want to deal with the things that come with a car. And let me tell you something, I don't blame them. Okay? Cost me $5,000 to get my transmission fixed. So if you think I'm finna sit up here and be mad at somebody for saving $5,000 because they wanted to sit there and catch the bus, I'm not mad at them at all. You understand what I'm saying? Like, no, let people live their life. Who the hell do you to tell somebody what they should and shouldn't be doing, or what they should and shouldn't have? Well, then you buy it then. Shut up. The freak, don't nobody got time for that. I'm tired of that. I love you guys. I don't have any kids. Oh, look at you. You are so effing cute. Thank you. Wait, what? He said that's like people getting food stamps. Who cares? You got to eat. Sometimes I wish I got food stamps. It's okay to back and forth to work or school is fine. Just don't be trying to pick Listen, what's wrong with it? Listen, you don't never know where you gonna meet somebody at. Hell, what's wrong with meeting somebody on the bus? Let me tell you something. Before you know it, y'all could be taking a bus together, and before you know it, y'all could be building homes together. Stop it. You don't know what God has planned for nobody. Y'all don't know. Like, you never know where you can meet your person at. So be careful with that. Be careful with that. Because I would rather a man sit up here and be like, all right, this is the bus I'm taking. Meet me here. All right? Then we dealing with a man that have a car and don't never want to take me somewhere. Like, what are we talking about? No. As long as I'm going, y'all, stop it. Bye, you guys. I gotta go. I have 7 to 1. This is a shift that I picked up. It's 6:56. I gotta go. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing Monday. I will catch you guys on the flip side. I will be back on here later on. Have a good day. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share, and hype it up. Bye, guys. And I'm glad to be back. Bye, guys. Have a good day. I gotta go to work.